It's a special episode. We are interviewing Dave for Craft Brew Festival. Grab a beer, settle down, and buckle up. Yeah, what an interview special. What an interview special.
So today we have a very special guest on the show. We have Dave with us from the Craft Brew Festival to talk about the festival itself and what people can expect from the upcoming Christmas festivals. So, welcome to the show, Dave.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. It's a bit weird, this, because it's usually me talking to people. Now you're talking. I'm the guest, and I'm not usually the guest because I run a podcast as well, and I'm used to speaking to people. So the roles have been reversed.
Oh yeah. Well, to be perfectly honest, you're our first guest on this humble little podcast.
Oh, really?
You are, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a big moment for us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm honoured.
Now we attended the event back in June. Yeah, back in
The
June.
one at Nottingham.
Yes.
Nest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Was that your first taste of a craft brew festival?
That was our
Yeah.
first taste of any sort of beer festival, and I must say it was obviously being the first one. It was an absolutely smashing one, really.
It was. It's one of the best I've ever been to. I've been to like a couple of cider ones down in Oxford, but this Craft Brew just smashed it out of water.
Yeah, well, that's what we love to hear. I mean, when we started this in 2022 now, so this is our third year, it's just developed and it's got bigger and better. Every one, we sort of finesse it a little bit more. So it's not just a beer festival. It's, as you know, because you've been, it's so much more than that. There's entertainment going on. There's all sorts happening. It's not just about the beer.
Absolutely. I mean, the beer's great. But the atmosphere is fantastic. The entertainment was great. You got a couple of food vans. There's not much more you could ask for in an afternoon or an evening, to be honest.
We like to think it's almost like a gig with beer rather than a beer festival.
Yeah. I was just saying, my closest thing I can compare it to is obviously if it being from down south, cider festivals are quite big there. And yeah, when you spend the whole day when there's no music going on or no event, it's kind of just going from stall to stall, sampling beers. It gets a bit long in the tooth after a while. Whereas this one, you could sample the beer, enjoy the music. It's the whole atmosphere to it that actually adds just to another level rather than just tasting beers.
Yeah, and it's great to hear people who've been actually saying that, because we see what we see from our side, but when we get the feedback from people and they tell us this sort of stuff, it's great. That's just what we want. It's not just about the beer, and actually cider and wine and Prosecco as well, but it's about the event, the whole day. It's just it's 5 hours of entertainment basically with beer. That's how we like to view it.
Absolutely. I mean, how did you get involved with this? Were you there from ground up, or did you hop on halfway? How did that work out?
I can't lay claim to having been there from the very start, but I was there in the first year helping out one of the breweries that was there. So I was pouring for one of these breweries at the Craft Brew Festivals, and I thought, God, these are good events. These are like no other beer festivals that I've been to. Some beer festivals can be a little bit stale. A lot of people just sitting around comparing notes on their beers, but I very soon got the gist that these were something quite different to that. And then the guys could see how interested I was in what they were doing, and they said, why don't you come and help us out? So I joined them a couple of years ago, and now I tour the country with them, going to all these festivals, helping out behind the scenes. And it's great fun. It really is. So I help organise the breweries that attend, and I sort of liaise with them and get them all sorted at the event when they turn up, and just help it run smoothly, But it's great fun. I can't tell you.
I did have one question on, obviously, we've only been to the Nottingham one, so we can only see from what was organised there. When you do the different cities, is it breweries from the local area? Because I noticed, obviously, at the Nottingham one, quite a lot of the breweries we recognise as being on our doorstep. Is that the same for all the locations?
So at Nottingham, we had Magpie, who literally brew next door.
Yeah.
And there was Grumpy Fish and a couple of other Liquid Light, obviously, yeah. Mm-hmm. So what we do, we tend to have a couple of breweries that travel around the country with us, going to every different event. Yeah. Then we'll have a few that alternate, they drop in and drop out, and then we'll have a few local ones as well. So if you take Birmingham, for example, we'd have a New Invention from Walsall. We'd have Birmingham Brewing Company from Birmingham. We've had Indian Brewery from Birmingham. So yeah, wherever we are, there'll be some local ones there as well. But because we want to showcase breweries to a wider audience, we have ones from other areas as well. So, so we don't really want people going to the events and just finding their local breweries. We want them to find something else as well.
Yeah. But I think, also having that local one and the travelling one's pretty good because I know me and Avery both thought, all right, we've been to the Nottingham one. That's kind of said and done for us about that. But now knowing that it's obviously changing between sites, so it's going to be a bit more of a temptation to actually now go to one in a different cities just so I can start exploring and seeing what other stuff are available rather than just being in sort of that closed loop. You go, I mean?
This is it, absolutely. We're back in Nottingham for Christmas as well, but the lineup then will be different to the one that you experienced. Some of it will be the same, but there'll be different breweries there as well.
Okay, that's pretty good then. That's actually really good.
We're mixing it up all the time, and we're starting to increase the number of breweries as well. I think at Nottingham in the summer there was 10 breweries there, I think there's about 10.
That sounds about right, yeah.
At Christmas, we're looking to increase that, and in Birmingham, there'll be about 20 breweries there for Christmas in Birmingham.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay,
Okay.
That changes things.
Yeah. Oh, I think we might need to take this podcast on the road and do a little road trip, Harry, because, I feel like that would be a lovely sample. That would be a good sample size. Yeah. So, obviously, with the locations currently at the moment, I did see... Are there any plans in the future to go further north? Because I know that quite a few of breweries we quite enjoy are further afield up north in Scotland. Are there any insights in the future to host events up there?
I've got my eye on Scotland. I'd love to get us into Edinburgh. That's my personal ambition. We do have plans to get to Newcastle next year.
Nice.
Okay.
That will hopefully happen. We've been eyeing up Newcastle for some time because we've got such a great craft beer scene up there. There's so many breweries, and not just the big ones that you might have heard of, like Wylam and Full Circle. There's a lot of smaller breweries up there we can hopefully tap into. But hopefully Newcastle will happen next year, yeah. And then we can go onwards and upwards. We'd love to go over to Ireland as well and do some events over there.
Yeah, of course. I forgot about Ireland. Yeah.
Northern Ireland have got a massive craft scene, so it'd be great to go there too.
That would definitely be that would be an on the road episode. We'd have to go. We'd have to go to one in Northern Ireland. There's no ifs or buts about it.
We'd have to be there. Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Right.
But we've got before our Christmas events. It's worth saying we've still got a couple of others coming up. We've got Bristol very shortly, the end of August, then Lancaster on the 13th of September.
Oh, amazing! So I imagine you guys toured us pretty much all year. Is that right, or is it just sort of from June to Christmas?
It's June to Christmas at the moment.
Okay.
The ultimate ambition would be to have an event most weekends throughout the year.
Not
because
stop, yeah.
In beer, there's like a festival season, which is great. But there's literally hundreds of festivals between about May and September, and hardly anything in the first half of the year.
Yeah.
So we just think, well, why don't we do something in the first half of the year as well? So we'll hopefully be looking into doing that as well.
Yeah, a little New Year's festival.
I guess one of the great things as well about having this constantly traveling festival is because I know if any of the listeners are avid beer drinkers, you're always checking their websites to see what the new creation is you're never going to run out of stuff to serve, and it will never get boring because it will be constantly a new flavor, a new style that will be debuting or coming out to experience at it. So it'll be a constant refresh every year. So if you ever think going, I already went last year, it'll be the same stuff. It's going to be totally new, most likely, when you go the second time.
Even if it was the same breweries, which it probably won't be, the beers would almost certainly be different anyway.
Yeah.
I remember back in June, we tried I think it was a gooseberry beer, and my God, it was incredible. I still think about it on like the daily. I can't remember for the life of me what brewery it was. It might have been Magpie, but it was insane.
Did you have the blue one at Nottingham from Meanwood Brewery?
We might have done. Things got a bit hazy.
Blue, yeah, well, that is the thing. Things can get a bit hazy, can't they, after a while? It's worth saying that Cam is a big part of the festivals as well, as you'll have seen on the day when you were there.
Just a note for listeners at home, Cam is also known as Beer Guide Worldwide and has his own podcast and social following, so go check that out.
He hosts everything and does a lot of liaison with the breweries. And for me, he's the most perfect host for Craft Brew Festivals.
I was about to say, yeah, he was selling the show for us. The way he, obviously, his stage presence, how he is on the mic, when he was actually going around between the crowds and everything, I was like, yeah, he's literally made for this hosting kind of role. He was selling it real good.
I think that's one of the many things that really sold this festival for me. Is he's obviously up there doing his bit, and it's not like other festivals or gigs you go to where they do the bit and then they go off backstage. They don't want to know you. They don't want to get involved with you. But he's down there. He's in the crowds. We got a picture with him. You know, he's giving interviews. He's doing, chugging beers with you. It's great. It's so immersive, and he's
everywhere. He's like dynamite on those days. He's literally from the minute he gets there to the minute he leaves, he's on it, talking to people, drinking beers, sampling beers, showing people beers, talking and engaging with people. And like you say, you don't get that at that many festivals.
No, not at all. And the amount of love that goes into it is so clear just from the outset.
It's great that you can pick up on that, because that's really what we want to, we want to sell our enthusiasm to people. And this is another point actually worth saying. A lot of beer festivals you'll find there'll be two sessions. They'll have like an afternoon session and then an evening session. Well, with Craft Brew, it's just one session. And the reason for that really is because that one session, everybody brings the energy for those 5 hours of bottomless drinking. Everybody brings their A game. And if you think about it, if you had to do like an afternoon session and then stop and regroup and do it again for the evening, you can never replicate that.
No.
Yeah, because if you do the one session, you start the roll and you can keep that energy going the whole way, rather than having to now reset with a new crowd, bring the energy back up. You just keep it going the whole 5 hours that you're there. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think that really shows.
Yeah.
One question I did have as well is, because I'm just thinking back to like all the cider festivals. That's the only thing I have to compare on. Is usually at those festivals they're always a token system, but obviously your one, it's sort of an unlimited. You get your 3rd pint glass and you go from there. So why was the switch to that rather than the token system that most places usually do?
So when we very first started, it was a token system, but we soon understood that if you're not careful, people can spend a good proportion of each session just standing there queuing for tokens, buying more tokens. And what we want people to do is to engage with the breweries that are there, and for the breweries also to get a lot out of it. If people are standing around queuing for tokens half the session, nobody's winning. Nobody wants to queue, and while you're queuing, you can't buy beer, and the breweries are missing out too. So we thought, no, we're going to scrap this. So you pay your money, you get in, and then it's bottomless for 5 hours. And you can go back to the well as many times as you want and have whatever you want in those 5 hours. There's no queuing. Just go from bar to bar and have whatever you want.
Yeah, because I think that's a good selling point as well, right? Because the whole token thing, after a while, as you say, it does get a bit long in the tooth. Where it's unlimited, it's no faff. It's to the beer, to the entertainment. No sort of middleman ruining the vibe kind of thing. Because as you say, queuing is it's not fun if you're going to be spending most of your 5 hours doing that.
I don't think so. I've been to festivals where I've queued and I've thought, oh God, I'm in another queue again. I don't want to be standing in this queue. I want to be over there drinking that beer.
I think that's just another thing about the festival that's so incredible is we went up several times, different brewers, and no queues. And if there was a queue, it was literally a case of there's one guy in front of me, he gets served, and then it's me. Every single time that was the case. It's just, I've never known anything like it.
You will find that there's not many queues for beer.
Yeah, I did see that as well. As Harry said, it's literally maybe one or two people in front, but then it's pretty quick about it. You look around for a second, analyze what you're going to go for next, and then all of a sudden you're at the front of the queue.
Well, you don't even need to analyze what you're going to get when you're up there, because you get that little booklet. So what me and Kehan were doing is before we go up, great. Yeah, it was so good. You look up, you flick through the names, go, oh, that sounds good, and you just go up and you know exactly what you're going to go for, try it. tick it off. Oh, what's next? Oh, we got this IPA or this pale ale or whatever. It's just, yeah, it's just so good. It's so
That was
good.
a nice touch. That was a real nice touch. The little lanyard.
It's good, isn't it? And
Yeah.
I mean, I go to a lot of beer festivals, but I don't think I've seen the lanyard model anywhere else. So you've got this round your neck. It's there. You can't lose it. Even after a few beers, you can't lose it. It stays round your neck. And it's got a list of each brewery and all the beers they've got. So before you even get there, like you say, you can work out what you want to have. The ABVs are on there, the style, the beer name. It's all there for you.
Yeah.
It works so nicely.
That was a nice touch.
And like,
Yeah, exactly.
this is really nerdy now. My full-time job, I work in marketing, and just the design of everything is phenomenal. It's modern, but it feels like comfortable and retro and familiar. Oh, honestly, you guys have nailed it.
And that, again, I'm really glad you picked up on that, because that is 100% intentional. It's that kind of there's a certain nostalgic feel to it as well. I always think to the branding, and it really draws you in. It's kind of comforting. And we have our mascot Crafty as well, who he's on everything, and he wanders around at the end of the show as well, shaking hands with people.
Oh, we missed that, unfortunately.
You didn't meet Crafty?
No,
Oh, no.
I double booked myself at the one in June, so we left after about 2 hours to go do an escape room, which was eventful.
Well,
Yeah.
all I can say is you've got to come back at Christmas and meet Crafty.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we got the email for the early tickets. We were literally talking
Yeah.
about it just before you joined. And we were like, oh yeah, we need to get them tonight.
Yeah,
We
I
have
get
to be
I get paid tomorrow, so as soon as that paycheck comes in, I'm there. Yeah,
Get it there. Get your early bird ticket.
absolutely.
100%. We will definitely be
Also,
there.
another thing I was going to say, actually, now we're talking about money, is that with the token system, I've always found that when you go to beer festivals with tokens, you end up seemingly spending a fortune. You're kind of constantly buying more and more tokens to get these beers. But with the Craft Brew Festivals, once you've bought that ticket and you get to the day of the events, it's all paid for. So effectively, on the day, you've paid for it months ago. So on the day,
Yeah.
it's almost like a free day out.
Yeah, it kind of gives that all-inclusive holiday vibe where you paid for this
Yes.
already. You're now just here to enjoy yourself.
make the most of
it.
You don't.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about. Oh no, I just have to go buy another 4 or 5 tokens. No, it's just get the beer, enjoy the music, enjoy the host, enjoy the beers.
See,
it's just less stress.
That's one of the things. When Kehan first sent me the one back in June, I did look at the price and I thought, cool, that feels hefty compared to ones I've gone to in the past. But you get there, you get your cup, you get your lanyard, and it's completely unlimited. I'd spent the 45, 50, whatever it was price. I'd spent that on, going up to breweries and stuff within about half an hour. So if you're there for the full 5 hours, or even there just, more than half an hour, 45 minutes, that 50 quid pays for itself.
The way I look at it, if you go to a city centre pub these days, how many pints are you getting for £50?
Not many.
What is
Not
it,
many.
£7 a pint?
£7.50, £8 a pint.
Yeah, I went down to Bournemouth last weekend, and a pint of, I think it was Wingman IPA,
Nice.
and then just I think it was like a Heineken, and then I think it was like a Thatcher cider. That cost me £19.
Yeah. Yeah. That is
And these are
ridiculous.
bog standard. These are bog standard, mass-produced beers, not small batch beers made by your man in his shed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or even any sort of flavoured stuff. Because, after being to that one, I'm pretty new to Nottingham, so the only one I really knew was Neon Raptor. I discovered Liquid Light, and now not daily there. They're my after Friday work beer. I'm there every Friday. It's just a great vibe in there, and I'm glad I actually found them now because they're really good. I think it's the guy who owns it's really nice and friendly, and they're always bringing out new beers.
We spoke to him back at the festival in June. Really briefly, we spoke to him about what his favourite one was.
Oh yeah, of course we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. And then I bought the T-shirt. That was it.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll be there for some of the Christmas events as well. And they'll be on my podcast as well before the end of the year as well.
That's pretty good.
Amazing.
I'll keep an eye out for that.
Having
as
a
well.
good chat to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Kehan, do you have any more questions?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
What have you got?
I got some quick fire questions here, straight from ChatGPT.
Excellent.
So just a first answer that comes to your head. It's all beer related, don't worry. Right, number one. Lager or IPA?
IPA.
Pint glass or can?
Pint glass.
That one is tricky.
Well, you see, what I was thinking, ideally, it would be like a 2/3 glass, not a pint.
Yeah. Yeah, but we found that there are some beers that do taste better out of a can. There was one that Neon Raptor was selling called They Live, which was like a bubblegum flavoured one. And that from the tap didn't quite taste the same as from the can. Both still great, but the can was just slightly better. It was strange.
More aroma, perhaps, in the can?
That's what we were thinking. Is it traps it better or it's fresher when it's put in the can? We weren't quite sure. Best hangover cure?
Starting again?
Yeah, hair of the dog.
Yeah.
Hair of the dog.
Yeah, fair enough. What was the first ever drink you remember having?
First ever alcoholic drink I remember having was as a kid, and it was Banks's Mild out of a can. My dad used to have it. He always used to have a few of them in the fridge. Banks's is a big brewery in the Midlands, sort of where I'm from, based in Wolverhampton, just about to cease brewing, actually. But yeah, Banks's Mild, and it was horrible.
Yeah. Kehan, what was your first one?
My first one, it was, I remember this not vividly, I think it would have been just before I moved to the UK. It was Castle Lager, which is one of the most popular lagers out of South Africa. So it wasn't anything special, yeah.
You know, this is really sad now compared to those two, which, fairly manly. This was actually with Jake when I was about, 18. And he gave me a shot of Malibu.
Oh, really?
Dude, look, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I remember one Christmas when I was about 10 or 11, we went to some relative's house, and I was on the port and lemon, and I was 10 or 11, and I loved it. It was great.
Oh yeah. What would be your dream brewery to collab with?
Oh.
That's a tough one. Wow.
It is tricky.
When I first got into craft beer, Cloudwater from Manchester were my big sort of heroes in the game. And I've always loved Cloudwater. But as time's gone on, I prefer your little brewery, a little one-man band, maybe a husband and wife team, and they're doing this in their spare time, and they're working out of the shed or the garage.
Yep.
And they put in every bit of passion and their heart and soul into it. And they're the sort of breweries we like to showcase at Craft Brew. But to collab with any brewery like that, and they live and breathe it, that's, without naming anybody in particular, that's the sort of brewery I love.
Yeah. What is your favourite beer at the moment?
God, these are tough.
These are hard. It gets hard really quick. Well,
I know mine. I'll let Dave answer first.
We're sort of just coming off the back of a heat wave, aren't we? The fourth heat wave this summer, apparently.
Yep.
And I had a beer the other day called Chalk Ice, which was from Pillars Brewery in London, and it was an ice bock beer, 7.4%.
okay.
And which is basically kind of a lager, but like a dark lager, and with it's sort of caramelized and cocoa nibs and chocolatey. That was lovely. I really enjoyed that. But I'm very fickle. My favourite, tomorrow it could be another beer, and the next day it'll be another one. Very fickle. I always want the next best thing.
Yeah, that's the thing with craft beers. There's always a new flavour or a combination that comes out that goes, oh, wait, no, this is now my favourite. And where it keeps changing, or the flavour's made by a different brewery, you're like, oh, hold on, now I prefer their sour sort of thing. Yeah,
it's we're in that generation where you always want that next big thing, and I'm very guilty of it. If I have a beer more than once, I know it's really good. If I've gone back to the well more than once, it's excellent.
Yeah,
well, I think that's for me at the moment. I'm really enjoying Liquid Light's their raspberry wheat beer. I'm literally having that every Friday. So long as they have it in there, I will be having it because I love it so much. I had it at the festival, and I've just been non-stop drinking it every Friday. It's so good.
Talking about raspberry wheat beers, did you have the beer at Nottingham Craft Brew Festival from Mason Brewery from Cornwall? They had a raspberry sour on. Did you have
Yes,
that?
we did. Yep. That was delicious.
Yes.
I remember that one vividly. Yeah. That one was great.
Yeah, that one. If a beer sticks out in my mind and I can go back to it a couple of months down the line, it was also very good. And yeah, that one in particular was superb.
That was, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's in Cornwall. It's a bit of a trek for that every Friday, wasn't it?
It was. They're actually coming up to Bristol a week on Saturday, the 30th of August, for latest event there, and hopefully coming to some more as well. But yeah, I was really impressed with them, their beers, and that sour was awesome.
See, I got 3 to recommend now. These are I can't pick one. I know I've just made you 2 do it, but I can't do it. The 3 that I'm going to recommend are the bubblegum beer from Neon Raptor. That's a no-brainer for me. If I see that on tap in a can, yep, nothing else can persuade me.
They're not doing that one anymore. That got rotated out.
I'm going to kill myself. I can't. What do you mean?
That one got rotated out about a month ago.
Okay, well, that's okay.
Got to start a petition to get it back.
Yeah, I'm going to go down there with my, picket board sign thing, just protest it. The other one I'm going to recommend is from Blue Monkey. It's one me and Kehan had the other week. It's a Cinder Toffee Stout. And
Cinder Toffee Stout. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely phenomenal. I'm not a stout man personally, but this stout was I've had it 2 or 3 times now, and it is great every single time.
If you got a crunchy bar and you put said crunchy bar in a blender, press the button. That is what that drink is. That is a crunchy bar in a glass.
You've hit a nail on the head there.
And I got a few cans of it downstairs as well, so I'm very happy.
Oh,
that's good.
Yeah,
good beer, isn't it?
It's They do some good ones, and the third one I'm going to recommend is also from Blue Monkey, and that's the rhubarb and custard beer. That's a good one as well. And that was at the Craft Festival in June. That's where I found it.
It was. Yes, I had it. I did have it. I remember it. Yes. Yeah. Nice. Okay, that's interesting because your beers there, they're the big thing these days. Is everybody loves a pale, but none of those were pales. They're all a little bit different.
I was gonna say, there's. I'm thinking of like Neon Raptor. There's not too many pales they do. They really like doing sours, which is good because I love a sour. I'm really into sours at the moment. And then Liquid Light. I think they only have that one pale ale, the Day Tripper. Which I think was... Oh, no, that's the Only Tomorrow as well, the gluten-free one. But yeah, it is quite... Not too many pales up here.
We get a bit paled out sometimes. And I understand it, because it's what a lot of people enjoy drinking, especially when the sun's out. They don't want anything too challenging, stouts and what have you.
Yeah.
But after you've had a few pales, they all meld into one a little bit.
Into the same. Yeah, that's why I like the sours, because each one, the flavour is so... strong. You can go from one sour immediately to the another, and obviously, the flavors are just so off the scale that I could drink them. I could drink the sours all day.
I had a Vault City's I think it was called like what was it called? It was like Dancing in the Rain or Singing in the Rain. I can't remember now, but it was a pina colada.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, that was fantastic. My wife got it for me for my birthday, and it's fantastic. It's really, really good.
Is that in like a light bluey coloured can?
Yes, and it's like slightly shiny.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you've never been, you've got to get yourself to the Wee Vault in Haymarket in Edinburgh. Their little tap room up there. Amazing.
I feel like we need to take a trip to Edinburgh now, Kehan. It's got to be on the cards.
Well, that's where Vault City is, isn't it? They're in Edinburgh, are they? Yeah.
Yeah, that's where they are.
Oh, yeah, that's there, yeah.
They're in Portobello, just outside Edinburgh, and they've got this little venue called the Wee Vault. But it only holds about a dozen people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just seen the picture of it, yeah.
Got to book yourself a seat, get a seat in there on a Saturday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and it's just work your way through the board. It's great.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're gonna have to do a trip.
That's a trip for early next year, 100%. We'll do it. We didn't do a boys trip this year, so we'll do it early next year.
That's a good one.
Now, my final question is: if Craft Brew Festival brewed its own beer, what would you want it to be called, and what flavours would you want to go in it?
Well, this is interesting because we do have our own beer.
Oh,
Eh?
We do, yeah. And it's on at every event, actually. It was probably there at it should have been there at the Nottingham one where you were.
Do we miss that?
I expect we did try it.
I blamed this on the fact that we only stayed there 2 hours. We're going to be there for the whole thing for Christmas.
Christmas.
No double booking.
Nottingham. You can find both of us there the entire time. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah. We're going to be in that seat.
So it is called In a Haze of Confetti, and it's brewed in conjunction with Siren from Reading.
Oh, yeah, Siren. Yeah.
And it's called In a Haze of Confetti because one of the 2 guys who behind the scenes who run these events, he loves confetti. He just loves it. And if you stay to the end next time, you'll see there is confetti everywhere. There's confetti cannons going off. The dance floor is covered in confetti. So this is why the beer is called In a Haze of Confetti, because come 15 minutes before the end, the dance floor is a haze of confetti, and that's why it's called that.
That's such a good name.
I forgot about Siren. Yeah, because I used to live near Reading. I forgot about Siren Craft Brew. Because what's that? They did one. I saw it on their Instagram not that long ago. I think it was called 4 Companions, which is I think it was barrel aged quadruple, 12 or 13%. I think it is. Oh.
Yeah, they do bring a few big stats to the plate sometimes.
Yeah, that one looked real good.
They're one of the breweries that is at every single one of our events. So wherever you turn up, Siren will be there.
Are they in Morrison's? I'm sure I've seen them in a big superstore.
Morrison's have a great selection.
Yeah, I don't. People have opinions about whether beers are selling out when they're in supermarkets and stuff, but it's a very tough business these days. And if you can get your beer into a supermarket and make some money out of it, then go for it. That's what I think.
I think it's fine so long as you obviously still keep to what you obviously started brewing for in the first place. Because I know which one was it? No, it wasn't. I forgot which brewery it was. I know Harry saw it recently, and then they started coming into Sainsbury's, but their tap house is still open. You can still go and visit the tap house perfectly fine. And it tastes exactly the same when it was in the supermarket. So obviously they're keeping to what, rather than going full machine mechanized, trying to mass produce as much as they can, it's perfectly fine. Yeah.
It's when they go into supermarkets and the recipes start changing and the beer suddenly isn't as good as it used to be. Yeah. That's when it grates a little bit.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Now Dave, you have your own podcast, Daftaboutcraft.
Indeed.
Which you do with also Dave.
Everybody in craft beer is either called Dave, Dan, Ollie. There's a few Harrys as well.
Okay.
It's just a few names, and we're Dave's.
Well, that's right. We'll chuck Kehan in, and it will be a bit more, culturally diverse and everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
How did you guys meet? How did you guys get started on the podcast? What's the story behind that?
So me and Dave used to work together, and during lockdown, we weren't furloughed. We carried on working, and we found ourselves in Zoom calls together, sort of conference calls. And Dave suddenly noticed behind me on a bookshelf there was loads of beer books. So we're in this meeting and he's messaging me, "Oh, I didn't realise you like beer." I said, "Oh yeah, I love beer." He said, "Oh, me too. Why don't we start a podcast?"
That's brilliant.
And 5 years later, we're still doing it.
Oh, that's great. How many years are we? We're on year 3 now.
This is year 3.
But time flies, though. Time flies. If you really enjoy it, time really flies when you're doing the podcast with obviously your friends and people you enjoy doing it with.
I've got to say, we have a great time recording it and sampling different beers. We've met some wonderful people, and my link with the Craft Brew Festival wouldn't have come about if it wasn't for the podcast.
Yeah.
And they actually sponsor the podcast as well. all these links, they all came about through the podcast. So I've got a lot to be grateful for.
Yeah,
And
great.
it's just good fun as well.
That's what I think I personally enjoy so much about doing it is, I've listened to podcasts for years and I've always been like, oh yeah, I'd love to do it. And it was a similar thing of one day I just sort of said to Kehan and Jake, I was like, yeah, come on, let's just do it, see what happens. And 3 years later, we're still doing it. We're taking little tours to places, making little episodes here, little episodes there. It's just a it's just a nice sort of hobby to have. It'd be great to do it as a full-time job, but maybe in a couple of years.
Trouble is these days, I think, to make money out of podcasts, you've got to be famous to start with.
Yeah.
You can't do a podcast and get famous and make money. You look at all these podcasts that are top of the podcast charts. They're all run by they're all voiced by famous people with a big social media following.
It's been tricky for us starting off a couple of years ago because we've got we've got no funding behind us at all. It's just three guys spread across the country trying to do our best, and trying to compete with these other big names it's not going to happen. So you got to just sort of make it a passion project and something you love, and if it takes off, it takes off. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
You had fun along the way.
You never know where it's going to lead, though. You never know who you're going to meet and where it can lead to.
Well, this is the thing. Me and Kehan sort of know each other through the third member of our podcast, Jake, and I wouldn't say we were that close prior to a couple of years ago, but we started doing a podcast, and Kehan got me onto the craft beer, and now we're going to these festivals. We're going down Brew Cavern in Nottingham and trying all these different funky cans that are coming out and being like, oh yeah, I like that one. Then we're going to the tap rooms, and it's funny how things branch out. And I feel like this might sound a bit alcoholic-y of me, but the craft brew world is such a good way to connect with people, and everyone's so lovely and everyone's got different ideas about what makes a good beer, but it's never like a hostile thing. It's always a lovely, welcoming, familiar thing, like we said earlier.
Yeah, I think you've summed it up really well there. It's by and large, it's a very welcoming community of people. They all share a common interest, really. And, like you say, that common interest is alcohol, which some people think, well, that's a bit iffy sometimes. But having said that, there's a great range now of alcohol-free beers out there, which we talk about on our podcast sometimes. It's not, I say this quite a lot, it's not about drinking beer for getting drunk. I just love tasting different beers, different styles of beers. Getting drunk is a annoying byproduct, actually, which gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah, enjoying more of the beer. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But that's why you get the alcohol free. You still get the nice taste, the mouthfeel, the sensation, and enjoy the flavors.
Yeah,
that's actually pretty good. Yeah.
So, how often do you do your podcast, and do you want to tell people where they can find it?
Yeah, so we do it every 3 weeks. New episode every 3 weeks. Well, it should be. Sometimes it's a little bit longer, but it should be every 3 weeks, all year long. And you can find it everywhere. Just search for Daftaboutcraft. You'll find it Spotify, all the usual places. You'll find us on Instagram and Facebook and all of that. Search us, have a listen to us. We've got sort of 80 episodes in the bank now, so you can. We do love it when people find us and download every episode. That makes us very happy. Makes the stats look so good.
Yeah, that's the thing. When I'm checking the analytics, I did it before you joined, and we don't have a great listener base, I'll be honest, but we've got people listening in Japan and Croatia and Russia.
It's wonderful, isn't it?
It's so bizarre to see, but it's lovely. It's absolutely lovely.
Last time I checked, I think we'd notched up 80 different countries.
Wow.
I don't know whether this is people just using VPNs to confuse me. It could be. If there really is people listening in the Cayman Islands, it's wonderful.
Yeah. So the Craft Brew Christmas Festivals are coming to Manchester, Birmingham, Bristol, Liverpool, Leeds, Swansea, Sheffield, Lancaster, and of course Nottingham, where you'll most likely find both myself and Kehan. Tickets for Craft Brew Christmas Festivals are on sale from 10 a.m. on Friday, the 29th of August. Make sure you're there. I just want to say thank you so much for coming, Dave. It's been really great to have you on.
Not at all. Any chance I get to talk about beer and beer festivals, happy day. I love it. If anybody wants to find out more about Craft Brew, craftbrewfestival.co.uk, you can find everything you need on there. Links to the tickets, more details about what we do, all the different venues. It's all on there.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time.
Not a problem. Lovely to speak to you both.
You too.
Worries.
Have a good one.
You too. What a lovely guy.